Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
A beautiful baseball night in Washington, D.C., home of the second-place Nationals, Padres, in the nation's capital. It's the first of a three-game series. As we approach the end of August, a look at the standings. National League East, the Nationals have fallen 5.5 behind the leading New York Mets. And for the Padres in the NL West, they rest just 6.5 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers. As we begin play tonight, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to the nation's capital. We're trying to find someone who could pinch hit for Mark Grant, and we think we found the right guy in Mark Sweeney. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. This is going to be a great series.
All right, let's start with a man who may well, at 22, win the Most Valuable Player in the League award.
Well, this is a talented young man, and he burst on the scene in 2012 with the Rookie of the Year award. Now you can see the numbers. First in a lot of categories in the National League, but also he has set career highs for himself. 31 home runs, 74 RBIs, 90 walks already in the season.
The Padres are 9-3 in their last 12 games, in part because Matt Kemp's been hot.
Well, we heard Matt Kemp had a great second half last year. He is duplicating those numbers for the San Diego Padres. Looks very comfortable in the batter's box, and he is well on his way to 100 RBIs. That's very important in the middle of the order.
Well, it'll be James Shields who will start tonight's game and the beginning of this 6-game road trip. 3 here in Washington and then 3 on the weekend in Philadelphia. And Steven Strasburg, the former San Diego State All-America, will be on the mound for the Washington Nationals. Baseball from the District of Columbia coming up. Baseball brought to you by National Car Rental. Go National. Go like a pro. By Petco. What we feed them matters. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Sony Action Cam. Prove yourself. We're about a mile and a half as the crow flies from the nation's capital. The weather tonight, low 80s. The humidity is down after a rainstorm last night. And we are set to go at Nationals Park for the first of 3. Before we get to that first pitch, let's look at the Saquon Pick the Stick. Here are the draft picks tonight. I go with Solarte. Mark Grant likes Kemp. Jankowski for Pomerantz. Mark Sweeney goes with the second baseman Spanchenberg. Chris Button had the first pick and chose Justin Upton. She currently leads Mark Grant by 2 slender points.
Yeah, I don't know if I like to see those points under our names the way that things have been going for you and I.
Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. Solarte again will be the leadoff man with Spanchenberg. A couple of left-handed bats to greet Steven Strasburg. Kemp, Upton, Alonso in the middle of the order. Jed Jerko will hit 6th. The catcher Derek Norris. Then pitcher James Shields in the 8th spot with rookie Travis Jankowski batting 9th. Against the 27-year-old Steven Strasburg, and we're underway, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled back. And caught by catcher Ramos. Now 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Corey Spanchenberg, and the Nationals defense tonight brought to you by Renovation Realty. Worth in left. Bernard Span, who has missed 40 games, is back in the lineup, and the fans cheering that introduction. They now have their full complement of starters. Harper and Wright will have our eyes on him. Escobar, Desmond, Rendon, and Zimmerman on the infield with Ramos behind the plate. Spanchenberg runs up and takes strike 1.
You see Corey Spanchenberg with that fake bunt attempt, just taking a pitch after Solarte being aggressive on the first pitch of the game. Here's Pat Murphy.
Swing and a miss. 97 on that Strasburg fastball. He's 7-6 is Strasburg, as you see the numbers for Spanchenberg. But he's been much better than that his last 5 outings. He's 4-1. The last 6 outings, 4-1 with a 1.26 ERA. As you see David Rackley calling balls and strikes. The umpiring crew that includes Davidson, Wendelstad, and Hudson.
Well, for Steven Strasburg tonight, fastball, curveball, changeup. Also has a slider, which is a different shape than the curveball, but predominantly been going with his fastball of late. Very aggressive with that fastball.
And he gets Spanchenberg swinging, 2 away.
Well, here's a scouting report for Steven Strasburg in the ex-San Diego State Aztec, and on a good stretch the last 3 starts, 25 strikeouts, only 2 walks, but he's had health issues, 2 DL stints this year. For Steven Strasburg, talking to some of the people in the Washington Nationals organization, he is loving his fastball and very aggressive with his fastball.
Born in San Diego, attended West Hills High School, and then became an Aztec. Matt Kemp steps in with that 15-game hitting streak, in which he's batted .361 to raise his average up to .267 on the year. Leads the Padres with those 76 RBIs. In fact, that's number 6 in the National League. Late on that swing, 99 on the fastball. Buckle with that curveball.
Yeah, it's very difficult, especially when you see the velocity on the fastball, that 97 that we've seen already tonight, and that buckled curveball that you see. Ramos is asking for it down. Well, if we watch Steven Strasburg tonight, it's the landing foot, in the direction of his landing foot. They want him to go through that strike zone and continue through, not fall off towards first base. That's when he falls into problems.
2-2. Could have been called a strike.
Yeah, and you see the difference, and we talked about the 15 games for Matt Kemp. The reason for it, he's been staying in the strike zone a lot more. This is a borderline pitch, go either way. Ramos did not catch that particularly well.
So a full count to Kemp. Well, it has puzzled the baseball community around the country, major league fans, that the Washington Nationals, almost everyone picked them to win the National League, and many said they'll be the World Series champions. You hear they sit 62 and 61, only one game above 500 for Matt Williams. And he lost him. A 2-out walk to Kemp.
Well, that's a nice at bat. We went back to that curveball that he took. There was a borderline pitch, and then another one on the fastball. That's when you can see how these hitters are really locked in, that are staying in the strike zone more consistently.
Justin Upton, the Padres home run leader, with 20. A lot of folks and fans from the Tidewater, Virginia area where he grew up. And he's celebrating his 28th birthday tonight.
Happy birthday, J-Up.
Backs away from 97.
Hopefully he has a birthday bash. That would be really nice tonight.
He's had 6 other major league birthdays, hitting .278. He's hit 1 home run, so nothing special, but you never know.
Oh, good numbers, as you saw on Steven Strasburg. That's that comfort level that you have.
Couple of home runs against him.
And you got to remember, Dick, all these pitchers, they remember exactly what they do against these hitters. So those numbers that Justin Upton has put up, probably in an Atlanta Braves uniform for the most part, goes into the head of Steven Strasburg. It's going to be interesting how he pitches him tonight.
Just underway with Kemp, a 2-out walk. And Upton waiting this 1-0 pitch. Fouled away.
Well, you're seeing that extra velocity on the fastball tonight and that high revolution in the hitting zone. You'll see a lot of foul balls from the Padre hitters. You got to get on top of that fastball. That's one of your thoughts as a hitter.
Yonder Alonso waits his turn. Kemp in conversation with Ryan Zimmerman over there at first base. A ball, 2 strikes.
Really indicates the type of stuff that you have. A slide step fastball that's elevated in the strike zone, 96 miles an hour.
He's been effective against the Padres, 4-1. They beat him the first time they faced him here in Nationals Park, but he's won the last 4, and he's limited batters to a .167 batting average. Comes back with a breaking ball, and again squeezed a bit on that low pitch.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with Ramos and Wilson Ramos not receiving that pitch and not sticking it. He's taking it out of the strike zone. Take a look at Ramos and see the glove work going downward and then trying to lift it up into the strike zone. Fox Tracks by Honda has it right on that corner.
Blows him away with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. A couple of strikeouts for Steven Strasburg in the first inning, and here come the Nationals.
Got him swinging. He hits this one well to right field, and it's gone. Line drive, base hit.
James Shields takes the mound against the Washington Nationals, and here's the lineup that he'll be facing. Brought to you by Hyundai. You can see fans giving Denard Span a standing ovation as he returns to the lineup from injury after missing 40 games with a bad back. And the first pitch from Shields is in there for a strike. Span, then Jason Worth and Anthony Rondon. And the Washington's first inning. Ground ball to the shortstop. Jerko there to throw him out. That's right. It is Jed Jerko at shortstop again tonight. So here is the Nationals lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Worth and Rondon. Bryce Harper, 330 average, hitting cleanup. And Yunel Escobar having a solid season. Ryan Zimmerman at first base. Ian Desmond with power, not average. Wilson Ramos at 237, and Steven Strasburg hitting 125, but he won the Silver Slugger a couple of years ago. He can hit.
Oh, he can handle the bat and also help himself with sacrifice bunts as well.
Jason Worth, he too has been plagued with injuries this year. And if there's an excuse for this Washington club not being in better position, being 5.5 behind the Mets, it's they just haven't had all their players healthy at the same time until tonight. 202 batting average is a bit shocking for Jason Worth.
Well, a lot of problems in shoulder and wrist area, so that'll probably take away some of that bat speed and also confidence.
Worth now 36 years of age. A few years ago they spent a lot of money to bring him over here. Rondon, he's got a lot of power for a second baseman.
Padres Scouting Report brought to you by the Tilted Kilt. And for James Shields, he has to pick his spots. This is a very talented club with the Washington Nationals, and you have to pick those spots, pitch around certain guys, but curveball changeup success tonight is going to be very important off of that fastball.
A one-out walk to Worth. That is not in the game plan to walk men in front of Rendon and Harper. Padres defense brought to you by San Diego County Ford Dealers. Justin Upton on his birthday in left field. Jankowski, the rookie, in center. And Kemp in right. Solarte and Jerko on the left side. Another start at shortstop for Jerko. Spangenberg is double play partner with Alonso at first base. And Derek Norris behind the plate for James Shields. Rendon, first round draft pick of the Nationals 4 years ago out of Rice University. And he takes strike one.
Well, James Shields is going to have to keep his eye on Jason Worth. And big, tall guy, strong guy, but also a very good base runner. Will steal some bases. And you have the pickoff move by James Shields and the quick feet. That's going to come into play.
Curveball, 1-1.
David Rackley, the home plate umpire, is at an inconsistent strike zone to this point because of, you see the stares from both sides of the offense.
Not calling the low pitch, is it? That one was too low. 2-1 with Bryce Harper on deck. Mr. Everything. Phenom, a word overused in sports, not when you describe the talent of Bryce Harper. Two and two.
That's a good fastball, down and away, and you got to try to induce that ground ball by Rondon. Good location on that fastball.
Infield looking for a double play chance. Left center field, Jankowski ranging into the gap to make the catch. Boy, you get a sense of his speed off the blocks. He gets on course in a hurry. Let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, we've already said how Strasburg has been very good in the last three starts. We'll disrupt him by base runners also taking pitches. He's only thrown 100 pitches 4 times in his 16 starts, but Shields needs to continue his winning ways. Last time out, very, very good. Coming off 6 innings, no earned runs, and 7 Ks.
That was that 9-0 win against the Atlanta Braves. Look at the numbers for Harper. Shift on. Only Solarte on the left side, and he's playing almost a normal third base position.
Well, for Bryce Harper, a controlled, violent swing. And what I mean about that, he's been able to handle his body position, put himself in a good position to stay in the strike zone, but also put up those 31 home runs.
Oh, there's that quick pickoff move, and he almost got him. Worth was leaning. Versus the Padres in 13 games, hitting only .435, 5 homers.
And a couple of those home runs have been the opposite field as well.
That one foul. Well,
the ball's in play, and you can see Bryce Harper using the whole field. And the home runs, they're dispersed all over the place. He does not care where he's hitting, what field we're at. He wants to power the ball where it's pitched.
In the game sent against Milwaukee, he had 2 doubles, both to left field. After 2 strikes, then you might as well not put the shift on, because he's going to use the whole field. But he's going to do that. Otherwise, hits it high, but not deep enough. And Kemp is there to squeeze the out. And neither team able to dent the scoreboard in the opening frame. We're in Washington.
And this Nationals team has been plagued by injuries, and it started for Steven Strasburg from the beginning of May. Back on May 5th, he had some back tightness. He tried to play through it, but about on May 29th, that's when he had to go on the disabled list with some trapezius neck soreness. And then again on July 5th through August 8th, he had to go back on the disabled list. For the Nationals, who have had issues with injuries all season, having your number one guy go back and forth, he's finally found some rhythm, but it's been tough for them on the injury front.
Yeah, they've had more than their share, haven't they, this year?
Well, and you think about it, too. It goes all the way back to when Steven Strasburg had Tommy John surgery. They put a pitch limit on him and set a tone, so he's constantly trying to fight that injury bug.
Alonso delivers the first hit of the game, a line drive to center field. Well, he's hit almost 300 lifetime against Washington pitching, and he delivers to open the second inning.
Now, this is just a nice stroke, and setting his foot early and trying to take the mechanics out of it, using his hands. That's a sweet swing. There's certain places that you can see the baseball so much better, and that's the reason why Yonder Alonso's had success here. He sees the ball very well.
Jetcherko playing shortstop again tonight. Over the last 22 games, his hitting has improved, .294, and he hits that one a ton to left field. Very deep. Worth is back and touchable into the bullpen for Jetcherko, and the Padres strike first. Number 9 for the man from West Virginia. 2-0 Padres.
Well, the Padres have been hitting some home runs and multiple run home runs, and this is huge. He sits on this fastball and absolutely launches it. Take a look at this barrel ball. And what a sweet sound that is off the bat of Jetcherko.
Well into the back of the bullpen in left field. 99 on contact, 99 miles an hour. So Alonso single, Jerko home run. The Padres on the board, 2-0.
Well, that'll disrupt Steven Strasburg.
Derek Norris, the catcher. Norris at 246, 13 home runs. Padre catcher, as he has all season long, the leader in 2 base hits, 27. That leads all major league catchers. Behind that fastball, and there's one away. Last 5 starts for Strasburg, barely giving up a hit. On base percentage under 200. And he's getting that first pitch in for a strike.
Well, first pitch strike is very important. You see the 60 days. Well, that's the reason why you heard Chris's report, being on the disabled list so long.
3 strikeouts tonight as James Shields batting in the 8th spot in the order.
Haven't seen too many changeups tonight. A lot of fastball curveballs to this point. See if he adjusts the second time through.
Quickly 2 strikes in front of Shields. James with 7 hits on the year. And 1, 2, 3, and that's it. 4 strikeouts. Strasburg, 2 away to Travis Jankowski. And time now for our Arco top tier profile, featuring young Travis Jankowski. 3 games, started twice, went 2 for 4 in both starts, and then as a pinch hitter on Sunday with a base hit, so he's 5 for 9. A good start. Only Juan Bonilla way back in '81 started faster, and he started all 3 of those games.
Has a permanent smile on his face, and for good reason. He has been excellent putting a spark into this Padre lineup.
You like the idea of batting a regular ninth?
I do, because eventually they would like to have Travis Jankowski be that leadoff guy, but taking pressure off him, getting to the big leagues and settling him in just a little bit. But if he starts going on that 10-game run, they'll insert him into that leadoff spot and try to double up, maybe with Spangenberg or Solarte.
2-1.
Probably the purpose that you see James Shields hitting 8th. It's the double leadoff theory that a lot of teams are implementing these days.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Jankowski.
Well, Dick, in the minor leagues, you see velocity guys, and throwing 98, it's usually not around the strike zone, but you're going to see a big test for Travis tonight with Steven Strasburg.
Off third base, and Escobar has a play. A little casual, but gets the job done. But the Padres strike in the second. Yonder Alonso with a line single to center, and Jed Jerko pumps a long home run over the left field wall into the Washington bullpen. It's 2-0. All right, Mike. Into the bottom of the second, and a line drive base hit. Yunel Escobar. First Washington hit. He leads off here in the second, and that'll bring up Ryan Zimmerman.
Looked like a fastball out of the hands of James Shields. This leaks over just a little bit over the middle of the plate for Escobar, who, as you said, Dick, is having a very good year for the Washington Nationals.
Very successful trade for Washington. They sent Tyler Clippard, the relief pitcher, to the A's to get Yunel Escobar. Ryan Zimmerman moving from third across the diamond to first base this year. Experimented with that past years. He had all those throwing problems from third.
A big contract for the Washington Nationals in Ryan Zimmerman. Talented young man, and his power is to right center. Travis Jankowski is shading that right center gap.
Zimmerman, like the Uptons from the Virginia Beach area. And then he attended the University of Virginia, now 30. There's no oasis in this lineup of Washington.
No, a lot of talent and all-star lineup when they're all together. As you said, it's the first time. There's Jankowski in center field here, shading over that right center area. That's where it travels here at Nationals Park.
Used our low camera to find him. If they use the high home plate where we're sitting, you can't see him. Off first base, Alonso can't make the play. It wasn't hit very high. Alonso trying to get to the spot and misjudged it. And by the time he turned to make the grab, this happened.
Yeah, Yonder Alonso, the first game of a series, you have to know your elements, and elements knowing how much room you have, the tarp area over there. Yonder Alonso feeling like he was running out of room, and you could see almost bracing for impact.
Yeah, he had more room than he had judged. So second life for Ryan Zimmerman. No error charged on the play. Center field, Jankowski. And Escobar will return to first. James Shields on the season with 174 strikeouts. That's fourth most in the National League. But on a 9-inning basis, as you look back through Padre history, only Andy Benes in 94 averaged 9.9 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Well, all the success that Jake Peavy had, and also Andy Benes in a Padre uniform, that really speaks volumes of being a strikeout pitcher without the high velocity on his fastball.
Ian Desmond, the shortstop, Silver Slugger winner the last 3 years. Breaking ball. Last 3 years he's hit 25, 20, and 24 home runs. You get that kind of pop out of your shortstop, you're going to do pretty well. Right fielder Kemp toward the line, and there's 2 away. Well, you can't get away with anything. They measure every pitch every year, and in the case of James Shields, his velocity down 1.2 miles per hour. How significant is that?
Well, I think James Shields, well, velocity is significant to an extent, but for James Shields, changing different times, different sequences, and so many weapons to go to. And he doesn't have the certain same tendencies with the curveball, changeup, and also the cut fastball. That creates swing and miss ability for James Shields.
Catcher Wilson Ramos, 28-year-old from Venezuela, hitting .237. Interestingly, the last 4 outs recorded by James Shields have been in the outfield.
And a lot of overswinging for the Washington Nationals, in my opinion.
You see Ramos, it's 10 home runs. Lined into the left field corner. That's trouble at fair. It's off the wall. Running all the way is Escobar. And no, now they're going to say that made it over the fence. Home run. Just over that 336 sign. A line drive. And that ties the game at 2. And for James Shields, home run number 25 allowed. Well, we mentioned he has 10 home runs. Showed his power there.
Now this is the curveball, and it spins over, but Wilson Ramos is way out front. And he hits it off the barrel and just barely over.
Hit that railing and bounce back in play, but obviously a home run.
Washington Nationals answering back.
Now the game tied at 2 on a pair of 2-run homers. Jed Jerko for the Padres and Ramos now for Washington. So Strasburg will hit. He has 3 hits this year.
Man, that's got to be frustrating for pitchers to make a pitch and seeing him out front, still having the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Pick the shortest distance. And perhaps unnerved by the home run, Shields falls 3-0 behind the pitcher Strasburg. And misses badly there with 4-pitch walk. Second walk he's allowed.
Now, perfect timing to have a visit for Derek Norris. Settle him down, give him a little breather. See Pat Murphy and also bench coach Dave Roberts asking Yonder Alonso to stay close behind Steven Strasburg. Don't have to hold him on. You're not going to see him stealing too many bases, but you want to keep him close.
Span returning, and you can see there are 11 games over 500 with him leading off.
And I think that would be Jason Worth or possibly Ryan Zimmerman or Anthony Rendon coming back. Well, Denard Span is their catalyst. Coming off the disabled list tonight and starting this lineup. You don't see too many leadoff hitters in the game these days. The Ricky Henderson types, the guys that set the table.
One and one. Right field, and Kemp has to give ground and makes the Cats going away. But the damage done. A single leading off Escobar, and Wilson Ramos, a low line drive home run into the left field corner. And after 2, we're tied at 2.
It's hashtag SD Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
And welcome back. Top of the third, top of the order for the Padres against Steven Strasburg. Solarte, Spangenberg, and Kemp scheduled. Catcher Wilson Ramos, just a .237 hitter, but that was his 11th home run. A low line shot that just cleared the boards in left field. Solarte popped to the catcher to open the ball game. It's been a tough out of late. It's a friendly hitter's ballpark, not as friendly as the one we're going to see this weekend in Philadelphia.
That's Williamsport.
The Little League champion just comes right over and they scrimmage the Phillies.
Yeah. They still feel strong there. See the dimensions here at Nationals Park.
The power alleys there at 377 and 370. Two and one to Solarte. Another pop-up for Solarte. He fouled to the catcher and now pops to the shortstop. So as a rookie, 2012, when he won 15 and lost only 6 with 159 innings. Then the next year, 183. He was 8-9 in 2013, and his record last year, 14-11.
Well, it's a troubling trend. He still has another year on his deal, but for Steven Strasburg, the talent is there. But unfortunately, he's not their #1 pitcher anymore.
And the Padres received good news before they came to the ballpark today when it was announced that Max Scherzer, who was scheduled to pitch tomorrow night, is going to be held back. Manager Matt Williams trying to set up his rotation for 2 very important series at St. Louis, and then they're home against the Mets. So Scherzer bumped back a couple of games so that he'll be available in that Mets series. You know, they almost have to think even 2 out of 3 doesn't do you a lot of good against the Mets. They've got to think sweep.
Yeah, they have to sweep, and it's been struggles for Max Scherzer in the month of August. He has not been the same pitcher, so pulling him back, giving him a couple days rest, maybe that'll energize him a little bit. See Jordan Zimmerman next to him. Very talented pitching staff here, but they haven't been pitching as well and as consistent. Doug Fister's in the bullpen.
So they'll move Gio Gonzalez up to Scherzer's spot tomorrow night, the left-hander who's 1-9, and then we're going to see Joe Ross, Tyson Ross's kid brother, on Thursday night. Strike 3 called, says plate umpire Rackley. Number 5 for Strasburg. Here's a look at the starting rotation the last couple of years for Washington. Doug Fister now relegated to the bullpen with Joe Ross taking his spot. Jordan Zimmerman, solid. Strasburg can be awesome. Scherzer can throw a no-hitter. And Gonzalez, while his numbers aren't quite as impressive as others, a tough left-hander.
Well, some people have really said that Gio Gonzalez has been their best pitcher in spurts. But a talented staff and the expectation of winning every single time out is what they have in their staff.
Matt Kemp walked the first time. Breaking ball, 0-2. Tyson Ross gets the start tomorrow night against Washington, and then Joe Ross will pitch on Thursday night against the Padres.
You think about just one day apart, and they would have matched up and locked horns.
Yeah, that'd have been great. And speculation is that maybe on Thursday night, Trey Turner was the other player acquired by Washington from the Padres, the shortstop. He might be in the lineup.
You know, Dick, it's interesting. I saw Jared Weaver and Jeff Weaver pitch in Anaheim together and against each other.
Another strikeout for Strasburg. He retires the side in order, and through 3 innings, he's logged 6 strikeouts. It's tied at 2. And as Bryce Harper comes up in this inning, look at the National League most valuable player race. Here are the candidates: Harper, Goldschmidt, Posey, Rizzo. Who do you vote for if it was tonight?
Well, tonight it's Bryce Harper to me. He's had a tremendous season, and Paul Goldschmidt's a close second. See, Buster Posey, he always has very good second halves. Typically, he's going through a struggle right now, and Anthony Rizzo's had a great year for the Chicago Cubs, the surging Cubs.
Underway in the last of the third. It's Worth, Rondon, and Harper for Washington. Worth walked the first time. Jerko, a 2-run homer, as he's nailed his 9th of the season. And Ramos with a man on, his 11th for Washington. Our location here, Google Earth. That's what
we are in the nosebleeds.
Knocked out in front of the plate. Shields pounces and throws him out. I'm not saying that it's high here, but I do know I can see the curvature of the earth. If you look on a clear night, we're in for those buildings. You can see Plymouth Rock.
Yes, that's what I heard too, and it's a really nice night. But I can't see the Plymouth Rock, but we're available to see it.
Just to the right of that moon is our location. Anthony Rondon, soft single into center field. A one-out base hit for Rondon. We'll bring up Bryce Harper.
Well, the sound indicates the type of hit that this is. Hitting off the end of the bat, and it's sitting nicely in center field.
Let's take a moment to salute our great moment in baseball history, brought to you by Geico. May 14, 2012, rookie teenager Bryce Harper hit his first major league home run here at National Stadium against the Padres. Tim Stauffer.
Our good friend Tim Stauffer.
He now has 86 home runs, and he hasn't turned 23. hits it deep to left, but not deep enough, as Upton makes the catch for the second out. Just to finish on Bryce Harper, National League, they've got 2 pages of individual statistics: home runs, RBIs, men on base, all of that. Harper is in the top 10, 18 of those categories. 18.
Yeah. He's put on a show. He's changed his approach. He has the ability to go the other way with power, as we talked about, but also taking the hits and staying in the strike zone. For him, looking away and reacting in. That's been the change for him. And also, he talks about the top hand a lot.
But even out of Las Vegas High School, I mean, he had great mechanics, did he not?
Yeah, he did.
Escobar singled his first time and scored on the Ramos home run.
Just to put things in perspective for Bryce Harper, he's one of 12 players in the Major League history to hit at least 55 home runs prior to the age of 22.
And here now at age 22, he's hit 31 more. I'm going to add to that statistic, Mark Sweeney, what Harper has done as a left-handed batter to hit that many home runs before 23. You have to go back 51 years.
Wow.
Boog Powell to get a young left-handed power hitter to hit that many home runs before 23.
I was talking to FP Santangelo, the game analyst. He said he had a conversation when they were up in San Francisco with Barry Bonds. And they talked about that top hand and using it, and Barry Bonds was so impressed.
That was ripped fair, headed for the corner. Escobar, this could be a run unless they can come up with a good relay. Rondon is going to score easily, and it's 3-2 on a double by Escobar. So Escobar a single and a double.
Another 2-out RBI, and credit Escobar pulling his hands in tight and keeping this ball fair down the left field line.
The ball was stuck in that left field corner, so Upton had a long way to go to get to it. That brings up Ryan Zimmerman. He flied to center field his first time. Washington leads for the first time, 3-2 here in the third. Much better hitter with 2 outs and men in scoring position. Zimmerman, 223 overall on the season.
Well, the reason for that is he has that approach to go to right center. Lets that ball travel, as you see the good pitch by James Shields on the outside corner.
Escobar there at second base now with 41 runs batted in. That's been a terrific addition to this Washington lineup. Been around, 32 from Cuba. First came up with Atlanta, then played in Toronto, more recently in Tampa Bay and Oakland. Went around.
That looked like that tight slider off of that fastball action. We saw 2 curveballs previously.
Lights now having their full effect. Backhand, tough play, and he can't make the play. Ball right at the bag. The short hop backhand. Solarte unable to come up with it. Tough play, but I would guess that's an error.
You see Solarte gloving it, and then I think the transfer was the problem as he drops it out of his glove with the transfer to the throwing hand. Just extends the inning.
So first and third, Ian Desmond the batter. Fastball on the inside edge. Desmond flied to right. There's only a dot.
See Ian Desmond with the batting average, but also high amount of strikeouts.
See where Jock Peterson's been benched by Don Mattingly. Whoa, that one right off Shields. He deflected it for the out, and hopefully he's okay. I don't know if he got his glove on that. He's wincing. Boy, that was a line drive headed for center field. A costly out. Health of his pitcher James Shields. Here it is as he's falling away from the plate. Where'd that get him, do you think?
Well, it looks like his wrist area because he puts his glove up to protect himself and then turns the right direction. That's the good thing. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he's still in the dugout, and reading lips, Paul Navarro, the assistant trainer, kind of gave it the nod to Pat Murphy and as if to say he's okay.
If he wasn't okay, I'd probably look at the bullpen, and no one's moving out there, so that's a good indication he's okay to go back out.
Justin Upton with a high fly into the right field corner, and that'll fall out of play. So the Padres trailing 3-2 as we enter the fourth inning. Upton on his birthday struck out the first time.
Well, the Nationals bounced back and tied it up with the Ramos home run, then went ahead. Let's see if the Padres can answer back. Jed Jerko with a 2-run home run early in this game.
And then Norris after Jerko in the fourth against Steven Strasburg. Last year and this hitting .320. Upton against Washington pitching. Foul tip. 1-2. see specifically where they're attending Shields. Fortunately, it was his left hand, not his pitching hand or arm. Shortstop Desmond. One away. Yonder Alonso singled and scored on Jerko's home run in the second.
Let's just hope it's not anything to do with his pitching hand. He's right in that wrist area that it looked like for me. Not seeing the ball ricochet off, but he got his hands up just to protect himself.
1-1 to Yonder Alonso. Single to center field, his first at bat.
You see the changeup, that last pitch, 90 miles an hour. It's a lot of people's fastball. Another changeup, 89 with a good movement.
Is that nasty or dirty stuff?
That's dirty.
That's dirty. Okay. 3-1
with a tint of nastiness.
Strasburg has walked 1, struck out 6.
Well, the tendency, Dick, with a guy that has a lot of velocity on his fastball is to tighten up and overswing. And that's really the opposite of what you should do, because you're not quick with your bat. You want to loosen your hands as much as you can, and you tighten up at contact. And that's the tendency, because you realize that velocity is coming at you and you got to get it going, and that slows your bat down just enough. You see those foul balls happen, the swings and miss. That's what velocity does.
3-2. That's why you see a lot of the hitters, as they're gripping the bat, they're moving their fingers. Exactly. They're not just squeezing it.
If you loosen your hands, all that tense part in your forearms, it loosens that. Your arms, as Mark Kotze, the hitting coach, looks on. That information is preached. Sometimes tougher to do when you're in the batter's box.
He gets him with an off speed. 7 strikeouts. Let's go down to Chris Button. Chris, what do you have?
Well, Dick, I don't know if you could tell from the angle that we have, but James Shields has been icing that left wrist. He just took it off, but it's his left wrist that was injured. He's been sitting there wrapping some ice around it. Went down underneath the tunnel into the clubhouse for a brief moment and then came back.
All right. Thank you, Chris, for that update. So it appears that after icing and all, it must be painful, but he's going to be back on the hill in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, for the fans out there wondering why you're icing, just trying to keep the swelling down, but that glove hand really comes into play when you're fielding your position.
1-1 to Jerko. Breaking ball. He pounded a fastball into the bullpen in left field his first time for home run number 9. No doubt about it.
That's one of Jed Jerko's best swings of the year, against a high fastball and getting on top of that pitch.
Strasburg feeds him a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Couldn't catch up with it.
Well, now the challenge is probably those high fastballs and the curveball to back it up. Just try to change that eye level for Jed Jerko. See if he goes to the curveball here.
Too much time, and Jerko backs out. Phillies playing better and better. And they're leading the Mets 4-3 in the fourth.
How about the Mets last night? 8 home runs.
Oh, it's a franchise record for the Metropolitans.
They were down 7-2.
They wound up winning 16-7. Swept to short. Desmond across. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Steven Strasburg. Middle of the fourth, 3-2 Nationals. All right, thank you, Mike. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 3-2 Washington lead.
You think about that move that the Mets did not make that Mike was alluding to. Wilmer Flores has been excellent for them, but also Cespedes.
Since they acquired Cespedes, they're 15-6.
And the Mets are rolling. They got David Wright back, and his first at bat last night launched one into the second deck.
Swing and a miss by Ramos, the 2-run home run hitter, his first time up. Let's take a look at our National University standings in the NL East. Washington just one game above 500, 5.5 back of the Mets. Lots of work to do. That's the 2-team race now.
The Nationals are very talented, but they put themselves in a position where it's going to be very tough to overtake the surging Mets. A talented pitching staff.
Boy, Ramos showing his strength. That ball to right field hit the base of the second deck, only about 15 feet foul. Padres fan in the midst of the souvenir action.
Sporting his brown.
1-2. Ramos, Strasburg, and the leadoff man Span scheduled in the bottom of the fourth. Pretty good pitch. He's not calling that low strike.
That ball ricocheted right off of Derek Norris's mask.
Yeah, that's an automatic, isn't it? He gets at least one of those a game.
So you want to be a catcher in the big leagues.
His cage has been rattled more than any catcher in the league. Line foul. Change up way out in front. Ramos.
They hit the curveball out, so you throw the change up, also fastballs away.
Another foul. Ramos with the home run today. Number 11. That matches his total of last year. Hit 16 the year before. Fouled away. So this next delivery will be the 10th pitch of this event. Shields trying to become the first Padre pitcher with 10 wins on the year. Gets him with the breaking ball. That was a tough battle. 10th pitch finally strikes out Ramos. The strikeout pitcher Shields, his first tonight.
Well, a much better curveball, as you talked about, Dick. 10 pitch at bat, and then this pitch perfectly located. You see the depth on that curveball.
Strasburg walked on 4 pitches. First time. That was wicked.
He's getting a good feel for that breaking ball now.
Strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout for number 2. Span, in returning to the lineup after more than a month away, has grounded out in line to right. Bryce Harper, cleanup hitter tonight. Just as the Padres had a devastating 6-game losing streak in August, so did the Washington Nationals. They came out of the gate very slowly and to start this month of August. And while they were losing, the Mets were winning. And in fact, the Mets swept the 3-game series.
Well, Dick, you see Denard Span coming off the disabled list. He has that early stride, and coming off the disabled list, there's always timing issues that you have to try to fix. And at the big league level, it's probably going to be a lot easier for Denard Span to come off the disabled list. You see him taking that pitch, trying to time up pitches, but he has an easy, simple, sets his foot early, just tries to use his hands and pepper the baseball.
Lays off the inside pitch, 3-1.
Well, the more pitches you can see off the disabled list, the better, especially for a leadoff hitter. And all those pitches on our Fox tracks look very close.
And then he gets the call on the pitch off the outside corner. Dodgers have an early 3-0 lead at Cincinnati. Dodgers have lost 5 in a row. Ball 4. Third walk from Shields. With 2 out here in the 4th, brings up Jason Worth. 70 pitches now for James.
So you're starting to see some frustration. You see Pat Murphy there, but also on James Shields. And really he has to deal with an inconsistent strike zone at times. They're trying to figure that out.
Worth walked and hit a little squibber out in front of home plate. Shields took care of the last time.
That's such quick feet. It's very difficult to get that aggressive lead, even if you're a base stealer. But if you're Jason Worth and you go over there with your #1 pickoff move, I'm sitting on 1 pitch and 1 pitch only here.
Went around. First base umpire Bob Davidson.
Let's take a look at that check swing. Yes, he does. See Denard Span going back to that back part of the base. When you're a base stealer and you're diving back, Yonder Alonso applying the tag on that back part. Just a good job of James Shields holding the base runner, holding the baseball, changing times. Saw the quick move with his feet. Controlling the running game is very important, and the veteran right-hander knows how to do that.
One and two. 2 outs here in the 4th. Span with the walk. Nationals have a 3-2 advantage. Curveball in the dirt. 2-2. So tomorrow night, fans, 4 o'clock. It's the same time here on Fox Sports San Diego for Thursday night, 4 o'clock. Tyson Ross tomorrow against Gio Gonzalez. And then on Thursday, Joe Ross, the younger brother of Tyson, against Andrew Cashner. Line drive, base hit. Pulling up at second base. Span. 2 outs, 2 on to Anthony Rondon, who singled the last time. That's the 5th hit for Washington. There's the lineup as Ross goes for his 9th win tomorrow night against the lefty, Gio Gonzalez. And Thursday, Andrew Cashner, fresh from maybe his best outing of the season, goes against Joe Ross, who is 4-5. Top draft pick of the Padres, but made it to the Nationals in that 3-corner swap that had featured Tampa Bay, Washington, and the Padres as the San Diego Padres acquired Will Myers.
I saw Will Myers on the trip, so he is amping his efforts to try to get back on the field. That'd be a good sign. And you see Will Myers there in the dugout.
Even though he's missed almost 2 months now, Myers, if you were asked to play today, would have the best batting average of any Padre, 277. Now they miss his energy and his speed. His wrist injuries are really tricky. Yonder Alonso went through it last year.
And Jason Worth for these Washington Nationals is going through a wrist injury. Recently been back.
Span and Worth with 2 outs. Rondon missed a substantial amount of time with injury. Has played in only 43 games.
Watch out down there, Chris.
Jose Valentin able to make the play.
Thanks, Jose.
Jose's got great hands. He'll protect you.
There she is hiding in the background.
I'm not kidding you. There's a photographer who keeps coming back and forth who wears a helmet.
Not a bad idea.
Need one of those riot shields down there.
It's not comfortable down there.
Rondon hitting in front of Bryce Harper, and that's a delightful spot if you're a hitter. He's worked the count full, so the runners will be off. He knows what he's doing. The helmet. Center field. Jankowski has a beat on it. And that's it for the Nationals in the 4th inning. We go on to the 5th. 3-2 for the home side. Two-run home run, and it was one of the major trades during the offseason. A 3-team swap with Will Myers and Ryan Hannigan, and Hannigan then was sent to Boston for Will Middlebrooks. So in essence, the Padres got Myers and Middlebrooks out of that deal. But Joe Ross and Trey Turner, 2 young talents, come here to Washington. They're both on the big league roster. Steven Souza, the primary player acquired by Tampa Bay. He also got a left-handed pitcher, Travis Ott. Derek Norris opens it for the Padres here in the 5th. Norris, then Shields and Jankowski.
Well, you think about that trade, Dick, and why the Padres had to do and acquire a talent like Will Myers and also Will Middlebrooks. And it was an opportunity for them to get a high-level talent and a guy that was supposed to be. Obviously, Will Myers being hurt, it's hard to judge that trade. But the talent level that Will Myers can bring to a club. Joe Ross in the minor league, sometimes you have to take those chances even though you know they have a lot of talent. And credit the Washington Nationals developing Joe Ross, putting him in an environment to play well. But the key is Will Myers getting back healthy.
Yeah, he's only 24.
Yes.
His future's ahead.
I think the Padre fans would just like to see Will Myers be on the field a little bit more, the talent level, to see that consistency and what he can do to change games. You saw him play first base, also center field. He took on challenges as a leadoff hitter, and he was successful in all of those.
He's leading the Padres in runs scored, was among the National League leaders when he got here. Norris works the count full. Struck out swinging the first time. Trying to get something going here. Strasburg has retired the last 9 men he's faced since the home run by Jerko in the second.
That high fastball is so difficult to stay off. Derek Norris does a nice job even fouling that pitch off because it looks right down the middle and has that late life that just elevates in the hitting zone.
Off first base might be a play here for Zimmerman. No, it's the second baseman Rondon who goes over to cradle the catch for the first down. Back to Chris Budden we go.
Well, Dick, speaking of Joe Ross, who you guys mentioned will pitch on Thursday, the Ross family is making the cross-country trip today. So they will be able to see one son pitch on Wednesday and the other son pitch on Thursday. And if you guys remember, Tyson got to watch Joe's very first major league start. The whole family came out here. I remember talking to him after that game. He said, I was so much more nervous watching him pitch than I've ever been in my entire career for myself. Can only imagine what the Ross family will be thinking, other than, I know it would have been fun for us to see them duel, but I got to think that the Ross family glad that they're pitching on opposite days.
It's such a good point, Chris. And I mentioned earlier that I saw the Jeff Weaver and Jared Weaver going at it in Anaheim, and the mother had an Angels and Dodgers shirt on, half and half.
2-1 to the pitcher shields.
I would have loved to seen it, because you think about what has to align for Joe Ross to go against the oldest brother Tyson. I would have given anything to seen that matchup.
2 balls, 2 strikes. By the mound, shortstop Desmond gets a big hop for the second out. That's 11 straight retired by Strasburg. Brings up Travis Jankowski.
See Travis taking his time and giving time for starter James Shields to get back in the dugout.
Just a little more on Joe Ross. Last year with the Padres, Lake Elsinore and San Antonio, he was a combined 10-6. Attended Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland. And was the first-round pick of the Padres 4 years ago, 25th overall.
I wonder if Tyson, the older brother, has to leave tickets. I'm wondering who's got to do that.
Who's leaving tickets for mom and dad? Jankowski fouled out his first time.
Yeah, you'd think Joe Ross probably has better seat availability as a home player.
watched him in spring training at Peoria. You could see he had terrific talent. Nice young guy.
Yes.
Too. As well as Tyson is. They're both so well mannered. And the count full now to Jankowski.
Yeah, what I love about Travis Jankowski, he's been grinding out at bats. Real simple approach. You know, the speed element is in his game. He looks very calm in the batter's box.
Line foul. 2 strikes on him. He chokes up on the handle. Trying to give himself a better chance to make contact. Another easy 2-bouncer to Desmond, and you see how Jankowski can run. Made it close on what was a routine grounder. 12 in a row, retired by Strasburg. Baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. And by Kaiser Permanente. Drive. You see the scaffolding on our Capitol about a mile and a half as the crow flies away. Washington Monument in the foreground. So many beautiful things to see and to visit here.
All the Padre fans in the stands.
Quite a few, huh? So 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bryce Harper, then Escobar and Zimmerman. Escobar has been the man who has damaged Padre hopes so far with a single and scored and an RBI double. Harper is flied out twice.
That's the best changeup of the night by James Shields. Good arm speed and good movement down in the strike zone.
Pretty good pitch, the slider. Right center field, it's up the gap. And that ball against the base of the wall. Jankowski plays it in. And Bryce Harper has his 30th double of the season.
This is just raw talent. You could see the pitch, and it is away. And this is all hands. You can see him just throwing the bat head at the ball. He actually gets fooled, and he's out front just a little bit. There's a lot of talent in that young man, and you just saw it right there.
This is the 124th game for Washington this year. He's reached base in every game but 10. Bryce Harper.
Wow.
Escobar.
I think, Dick, every player is striving for consistency. And I think a lot of talent that's going against you prohibits that. But for Bryce Harper, he's made some adjustments. He's very comfortable in the batter's box, and now he believes he's the best player on the field every single night.
Yeah, had always hoped to. I mean, that he'd be the best, and now he's got the numbers and the talent to back it up.
Well, I think it's just good for baseball, and that's the reason why I praise his talent level, because baseball needs that. The youth that's in this game, and now you're seeing Chris Bryant, Jock Peterson for Los Angeles,
Mike Trout over with the Angels,
Carlos Correa for the Astros. So there's a lot of young talent in the game.
Out in front, Escobar on that swing. 1-2. Leadoff double for Harper. Nationals trying to pad their 3-2 lead. Looped over first. Can Alonso get there? And he makes the catch and whirls in case. Harper had thoughts of tagging and going. Not an easy chance. It wasn't hit very high. And Alonso wasn't able to come up with that. A similar play near the box seats earlier. Ryan Zimmerman is flying to center and was safe on Solarte's error.
See how they attack Ryan Zimmerman. It's been throwing a lot of pitches on the outside part of the plate, both fastballs and curveballs and sliders. See how they attack him the third time tonight.
Yep, outside, but that ball comes back over the corner.
You got to change the ways. You have to change pitching lanes, different looks to the hitter. That's what James Shields has done, and also changing times as well.
Well, the operative word here in Washington for the baseball team is urgency. It's not panic, but they're in a situation now with 39 games to go. It's urgent.
Well, it's funny you say that, because Clayton Kershaw, the pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, said exactly that after they got swept by the Houston Astros. It's urgency.
Fly ball right field, headed toward the seats.
You know, Dick, we're in the time now where people are starting to scoreboard watch. And it's the position that the Washington Nationals have put themselves in. Now they have to almost play perfect baseball, meaning you have to win series. And there is urgency for the Washington Nationals. It's about wins and losses at this level.
Sixth inning, Philadelphia leading the Mets 4-3. Speaking of series, the Padres are on a nice run of wins in series. 4 straight series they've won.
8 of their last 11 they've won since the All-Star break.
But lot of those are 2 out of 3, and you don't make the big jump. They did have one sweep in that run against Atlanta. Second baseman Jerko, 2 away. Harper moves to third, and it's Ian Desmond. Excuse me, Spangenberg making the play at second.
It goes back to that Escobar little pop-up with Bryce Harper with a leadoff double, and you got to credit James Shields trying to get out of that situation, making pitches, but now he has to try to get out of a tough situation here.
Tough to break old habits. Expect Jerko there, but he has a rare start at shortstop tonight. Strike one. Desmond, who has flied to right, hit a shot, a line drive off Shields' wrist. Carry him to Spangenberg for a 1-4-3 putout the last time. Hmm, 55-footer.
Nice job by Derek Norris. Smothering that baseball, the trust factor that your catcher gives. For James Shields knowing he can bury that in the dirt. Watch Derek Norris get down on its knees and just block that right to the center of the plate.
Two and one. Well, Desmond is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. He'll be highly sought, won't he?
Yeah, I think he's the talented premier shortstop that's going to be on that market, but he's been having a down year. Much better second half than first.
3-1. Home run hitting catcher Wilson Ramos on deck. 2-run homer that tied it in the second.
Ian Desmond, the last 29 games, a .299 average. That's more like it for him. Had a lot of errors early in the season. Really a disappointing start for him as well, and dealing with that mentally as being a free agent to be.
And in that span, 8 home runs. Little looper, that's going to fall in right field for a base hit. Kemp has to hurry. He's going to try to make a double out of it. And he will. Back up on the throw. Solarte. 4-2 Washington. Just a little spin shot in shallow right field. And then a hustle double out of it.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the swing first. And this is a really good pitch by James Shields, but a better hitting stroke for Ian Desmond, and he takes advantage of Matt Kemp. He gets over there and as soon as it's a single, puts his head down, and with 2 outs, taking that opportunity to get to second base.
Yeah, I think he surprised Kemp by going for it. They're going to walk Ramos, first base open, and take their chances with Strasburg. This will be the 4th walk from Shields. Strasburg has walked and struck out. So the leadoff double Harper and a 2-out soft double to right off the bat of Desmond. Harper scoring for the 87th time. And 4 pitches for James Shields.
Yeah, no one getting loose in the Padre bullpen. It's letting James Shields try to get out of this one.
changeup. 1-1. Been a rough go here for Shields. He had 30 pitches in the last inning, 25 in this.
This pitching coach Darren Balsley on the phone. Bud Norris, yes, he's going to get loose.
One and two to Strasburg. Watch out. A wicked foul back into the crowd. It is a bit alarming that Shields came to the Padres, a very handsome $75 million deal for 4 years, as a 7-inning pitcher. He had eating up innings, but there have been too many times this year where he's only been able to manage 5.
Yeah, a lot of pitches, and maybe that has something to do with the velocity. It has something to do with the location. A lot of foul balls on James Shields.
Ground ball to Solarte. And the inning comes to an end, but the Nationals add to their lead on a pair of doubles, Harper and Desmond. Chad Jerko got the Padres off to a great start. A 2-run homer, second inning, 2-0. But Wilmer Ramos answered for the Nationals a 2-run shot. It looked like that was off the top of the wall, but cleared the wall. Escobar able to double in Rondon for a 3-2 lead. And in this past inning, the single to right field, or double, there was a single stretched into a double by Desmond, scoring Bryce Harper, who had doubled, and a 4-2 lead.
Well, again, pitching coach Darren Balsley having conversations with his starting pitcher. I love that. Every time they come out, going over certain scenarios, what they would do differently. The animated James Shields, which I love his intensity. You can see just discussing some of the things that they would do differently as Bud Norris continues to get loose in the Padre bullpen.
Meanwhile, this man, 27-year-old Steven Strasburg, has retired 12 straight batters since the home run by Jerko in the second. Solarte has popped up twice.
I see pitching coach Steve McCaddy. He has to be very pleased at Steven Strasburg, how he settled in after that home run by Jet Jerko.
Only 2 hits allowed by Strasburg. A single for Yonder Alonso leading off the second, then Jerko followed with a home run.
And why he should be pleased. He looks very comfortable and very aggressive with the fastball tonight.
2-1.
That's a changeup off of that fastball, but Talked about his direction with his front foot and finishing his pitches, and that's exactly what he's done. Steven Strasburg has had tendencies at times to overthrow that curveball.
Two balls and 2 strikes to the Padre leadoff man with Spansberg and Kemp due up here in the 6th.
You know, and the Padre fans have to understand 88 pitches for Steven Strasburg, only 4 times in his 16 starts. This is his 17th. Has he gone over 100 pitches?
So this could be his last inning. High chopper to second base. Rondon for the first out. 13 in a row retired.
The pitch selection for Steven Strasburg, and 63% on the fastball. Curveball his out pitch, and tends to throw that changeup, especially to left-handers. Don't have to worry about the slider when you're talking about 1%.
Spansberg up twice, struck out both times. Fastball earlier in the game as high as 99. One at 95. Ball 2. Left field, long run for Worth, and the shortstop Desmond can't get there.
We saw the yearly arsenal, but tonight heavy on the fastball. We saw 65% fastball for the year, 71 tonight. See the aggressiveness, and still have to have the secondary stuff to go along with that to punch out a lot of these Padre hitters, but he looks very comfortable and very committed to the fastball.
Spansberg 2-2.
Steven Strasburg looking at his finger and possibly having a blister on that top. You see 94, 95 and missing it away on that arm side.
Center field, Span waits for it to come out of the night. 14 straight outs. At a game break, the Dodgers are playing in Cincinnati, the first of a 3-game series. Cincinnati finally snapped their losing streak yesterday at 9 in a row. Dodgers trying to break their losing streak. They've dropped 5 straight. Matt Kemp has walked and struck out. Curveball fooled him.
Well, here's the motion, and we're talking about that direction and finishing pitches. You can see him going towards the plate. That's what a lot of the Washington Nationals were talking about. That one right there falling off to that first base side of the dugout. Steve McCaddy, the pitching coach, having a great reputation within the game.
'97, pumped that one by Kemp.
Well, if you can locate 97, 98 miles an hour, it's going to be a long night for every lineup in the big leagues.
97th pitch at 97 miles an hour. Two and two.
You know, Dick, when I think about the location and him driving towards home plate, it's a lot easier for him to hide that arm. And when you hide the arm and you can't pick up that release point, you see some awkward swings from the hitters. And when he falls off to that first base side, he exposes that pitching arm, and you can pick up that release point a lot easier. Then guys don't worry about velocity, and they know that mistake is going to be hit hard.
Full count, and here's our Cholula flamethrower.
99 miles an hour. That is serious hot sauce.
Full count to Kemp.
You know where I can find a crab cake?
Oh yeah, we don't have to go far for that here. You can go right out in the Potomac and fish out your own.
You a crab cake fan?
Oh, love it. 101 pitches, probably his last inning, especially since he's been looking at that index finger of the pitching hand. Hit pretty well to left field. Worth is there. 15 straight batters retired by Strasburg. All right, thank you, Mike. It's 4-2 as Span leads off at the bottom of the 6th inning. Shields still in there. He's thrown as many as 117 pitches in a game this year, up to 112. Strasburg still looking at that right index finger. Span, in returning to the lineup, ground out a line out, and he walked the last time. Right at Alonso for the easy unassisted out. One out to Jason Worth.
Casey Jansen warming up for the Washington Nationals, as you saw Steven Strasburg continue to look at that blister on his finger. Talking to pitching coach Steve McCaddy.
Well, the Padres apparently will get into the Washington bullpen. And I have to be pleased with Strasburg's outing. He gave up the single to Alonso, a home run to Jerko to lead off the second, and then retired the last 15 men.
I talked about Steven Strasburg with 4 games over 100 pitches. Well, 27 starts. James Shields 16 times. This is number 17.
Excuse me, ground ball to the pitcher and one away. That's the kind of out that just hitters would like to take a bite out of the bat. 2 away. Anthony Rondon, the hitter, and our game from Washington, presented in HD by Sony 4K.
Mark Zepchinski gets a ball and starts to warm up as Bud Norris behind him should be loose by now.
Should Rondon reach safely, the guess is Zepchinski will come in to pitch to Harper.
I've got to remember Bud Norris is a typical starter. He was a starter for the Baltimore Orioles. He has pitched out of the bullpen, but that takes an adjustment, I'm sure. He's getting ready and getting loose. Maybe a few more pitches. Well, the curveball's been excellent for James Shields tonight.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Washington half of the 6th inning. They've rallied from 2-0 down to take a 4-2 lead. Another breaking ball. 2-1. Three and one with Harper on deck. Darren Balsley making sure that both men are ready if needed. Oh, that one hit Shields. That's twice he's been hit. The throw by Spangenberg not in time. Man, he's going to have to put on hockey pads. That one got him down in the lower extremities.
Head trainer Todd Hutchinson running out to check on James Shields.
He probably was going to come out of the game anyway, with Harper coming up and a left-hander warming. Murphy now is going to join the conversation.
James doesn't know where the ball is after it ricochets off his body, and Corey Spangenberg just misses getting Rondon at first.
And that's going to be all for Shields. Oh, he dodging bullets tonight. Hit twice. Pitching change here in Washington. Sixth inning. And our change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Mark Zipchinski comes in to pitch to Bryce Harper.
Well, the left-hander last pitched on Sunday against the St. Louis Cardinals, where he pitched an inning with 1 strikeout. Very good out of the bullpen for the San Diego Padres. And with Bryce Harper and his success, pretty good chance you're going to see this matchup.
Harper doubled and scored his last time after flying out twice against Shields. Able to smile about something with Darren Balsley.
Well, that's a good sign, especially after taking 2 balls right back at him tonight and having a smile on your face.
Rondon 2 for 3 tonight. Lunel Escobar a couple of hits, scoring 1 and driving in run. Ball 1. Meanwhile, the Mets at Philadelphia have come up with 3 runs and lead 6-4.
They are hot and they believe in themselves.
Worst hitting team in baseball, but with that pitching, they don't need a lot of runs. Just a little low. Well, he's got a couple of bases open.
That's exactly right. And that's how good Bryce Harper has been. I'll indicate the thought process in these pitchers.
That's a strike.
Well, for Bryce Harper, he's just looking for that mistake. His first 2 pitches indicated. Now he's locking it in again because of that strike on the 2-0 count. See if he looks out the outside part, tries to react in.
Off his fist right to the first baseman. That's about as easy. And
he tried to sell it there
against Bryce Harper. Well, let's see. Is he going to call that a foul ball?
Yeah, they called it a foul ball. I wonder if this even came off of him because he went down. Looked like a sell job for me.
Let's see if the ball indeed hit his foot.
Yeah, that didn't even come close to hitting him. Not even close. And then he sells it right after he sees it because it's in his vision.
And from his dugout position on the third base side, Pat Murphy could see that as well. He had a perfect angle on it.
Yeah, I think Pat's asking to see if he can get some help. I would think the third base umpire in this situation, if he does ask for help, saw that the best. That's Marvin Hudson down at third base.
He's giving it the head shake. Either that meant I didn't see it or don't know, or
let's take a look at the side swing again, and this ball does not come close to his front. It almost hits his front toe but misses. If he continued this on, this is where he starts seeing it and then he breaks down like he got hit, and he sold it pretty well. Credit Bryce Harper for an acting job because he sold it and they bought it.
James Shields, he can see it from there as well, smiling in dismay. Three and two.
Well, here's the sell job. You can see just bailing down. Well, one, it didn't hit his back leg. That's the one that collapsed. But we know what Bryce Harper's going to do after his career. He's going to be in movies.
That's right. There may be a talent scout here. Now 3 and 2. All the way to the screen. Ball 4. So Harper Second life. Walks for the 91st time this year. That's why his on-base percentage is at the top of the league. So 2 on.
Watch Sepchinski right here. It might be the landing foot. He falls over with the delivery.
Check the piano wires out there. So Murphy's going to come to the mound and make the switch righty against righty with Yunel Escobar due next. Well, the inning should be over.
I don't know what home plate umpire David Rackley said and why he wouldn't ask for that. Ask for help.
Pitching change.
Authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
All right, thank you, Mark Sweeney, as Bud Norris comes in to pitch for the Padres. His 7th outing since being acquired off waivers. He inherits runners at first and second, and will be pitching to Yunel Escobar, who has a single and an RBI double in 3 trips. Anthony Rondon safe on his low liner off the leg of Shields for an infield hit, and then Harper with heroics, theatrics to save himself what should have been an easy out, and he walked, so he's at first base.
Well, I credit him for doing that. It's just frustrating from the Padres' perspective.
Now they've got to wade through the 307 hitter Escobar. Way outside. See Bud Norris doing a little landscaping on the front edge of the mound. Sepchinski fell on that last delivery to Harper. .96 on the fastball, but it misses low. Another one out of the strike zone. 3-0. Ryan Zimmerman next.
See the mound area, and maybe that stride foot is going into that divot that's created by Steven Strasburg and James Shields. I hated that as a hitter in the batter's box, all the way in the back. And there was that toe hold that a lot of guys tried to dig out, and you had to either be in front of it or behind it. Probably why they're doing some groundskeeping out there on the pitching mound.
You see how torn up that landing area is. Rondon at second, Harper at first. 2 outs. A 2-run Washington lead, and Norris trying to keep him right there. 96 fastball, 3-2.
He's peppering that outside corner on that glove side with a lot of velocity. 96 on that, as you talked about, Dick. Let's take a look at that pitch. Stick in the mid of Derek Norris.
Runners off, and the bases are loaded. So Zepchinski, after getting Harper on a ground out to first, and then not getting him on the acting job, Walt Harper. And now Norris loses Escobar. Ryan Zimmerman with the bases loaded. He is flied out, safe on an error by Solarte, and grounded out. This is a big moment in this ball game. Get out of the inning, stay within 2, or Washington with a chance to blow it wide open. Ball 1. Four for 13 facing Norris. Zimmerman, a couple of home runs. Misses again. An infield hit and a couple of walks, all with 2 out. And Zimmerman now can look for something he likes. 2-0. Right center field. It's deep. It's gone. He not only looked for something he liked something he saw. A grand slam for Zimmerman. His 10th home run of the year, and it blows it open 8-2. As you pointed out, Mark Sweeney, power to the opposite field.
Well, this is a talented veteran right-handed hitter and a good RBI guy because he'll go the other way. Now, if we take a look at the pitch by pitch, we see that first pitch breaking ball that he tries to start him off of the plate, and Ryan Zimmerman takes the fastball down that gets into a good hitter's count. Then the mistake that he's looking for, he puts in the seat, and he does it because of this, the acting job of Bryce Harper.
Yeah, this would have been out 3. That's a shame. One of the runs that just scored go on Shields' card as Desmond follows the home run with a single to right field, his second hit. So close the book on Shields. He allows 5 runs, 8 hits, walked 4, struck out 2. Zepchinski charged with a run, no outs. And Norris now the other 2 runs. And the 8th man to bat in the inning after Span and Worth made out to open the 6th. Wilson Ramos, he started the scoring tonight with a 2-run homer that negated the 2-run homer hit by Jerko. Both men hitting their long balls in the second.
I can't blame the frustration from Pat Murphy in that perspective.
I mean, we should be playing in the 7th inning and a 4-2 game. Solarte bare hands it and throws him out. Finally, but a 4-run inning, all on one swing. Ryan Zimmerman's grand slam makes it 8-2. Bases loaded. Shoots a line drive into the seats in right field for the grand slam. And the Nationals now enjoy an 8-2 lead. Casey Janssen, veteran right-hander, comes into work, signed as a free agent in the spring by the Nationals.
Now the strike throwing righty is in his 35th game. Not a velocity guy, sits around 90 miles an hour, but fastball and cut fastball. Curveball and slider to go along with it.
33 years of age, native of Orange, California, and a graduate of UCLA. Justin Upton, on his 28th birthday, has struck out and grounded out against Strasburg. Strasburg leaves 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Two strikes on Upton. Alonso and then Churko to follow. So Strasburg gave up the 2 runs back in the 2nd inning, a single to Alonso, home run Churko. And then he was perfect, retiring the side in order in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, and a total of 15 in a row.
A lot of shaking going off for Casey Janssen and Wilson Ramos. They're not on the same page.
Strike 3 called. Breaking ball gets Upton looking. 1 away. Yeah, that to Steven Strasburg, the 27-year-old who has put together now 7 outstanding starts. He had good command and a fastball up to 99 miles an hour and a curveball that had Padre hitters buckling their knees.
Well, mixed in the changeup as well, but it had a lot to do with the fastball and the velocity coupled with the location for Steven Strasburg. Only the home run by Jed Jerko.
Alonso bidding for a second hit, but taken away. A good throw after a fine backhanded stop by Rondon, and Strasburg is in the driver's seat. Brought to you by Kia with this effort tonight. 1 out. Now Alonso out 2 away here in the 7th. That's 17 straight Padres who have made out since Jerko homered in the 2nd inning. Planted one in the left field bullpen. Jed and his wife and their lovely young twins are on the trip with the Padres. They bring family on one trip each year. See a player out of uniform and carrying their little babies around the plane.
Yeah. They were all over the plane having a blast.
Yeah, nice to see them.
One actually passed me over a Crustable, one of those peanut butter jelly sandwiches. He just handed it to him. It was nice of him, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you took it from him. And
he took a chomp out of it. I was just worried about that.
Yeah, Jansen thought he had him struck out.
Yeah, Casey Jansen had to come back out of the dugout. He was all the way back in there.
Full count to Jerko. Uh-oh, the Presidents are lurking. He got a pitch to drive there. Only hits. Alonso a single and Jerko the home run way back in the 2nd. That ball is drilled deep to left center field. He may have his 2nd. Touch 'em all. Jed Jerko, a pair of home runs tonight. And as he circles the bases, you have to look back at the Harper fake and the 4-run grand slam by Zimmerman. And you say, oh, woe was me. This should be a 4-3 game. Jerko hitting his 9th and 10th of the year tonight.
Well, this ball was loud off the bat of Jed Jerko. Looked like a cutter. There was that flat cutter, and it was, and he gets on top of it and barrels it up.
Papa needs some money for diapers. Derek Norris has struck out and fouled out. So Jerko hits the double figures in the home run column. It's the 3rd time he's hit 2 in a game. And cuts the lead to 8-3. I wonder if Harper is a soccer fan. You know, those guys can take with the best of them.
He can. He can. Bring out the stretcher.
Yeah. I hope he's all right. I hope that foot is okay now. We sent him a get well card.
That was a pretty good sell job.
2-2 to Norris. The other Norris, Buster Norris, is due next, but Melvin Upton's in the on-deck circle. And a base hit to center field for Norris. Reaches down and punches that one. And the pinch hitter will be Melvin Upton Jr.
We just got to grind out at bats now. You know the task at hand, down 5. I think he just tossed Pat Murphy.
This plate umpire has not had a good night. I mean, he's been inconsistent on his ball strikes. Oh, he's pointing out at Harper in center field. That's why he continues to point out there.
There it is. Got to go. Pat's getting his money's worth, and I don't blame him at all.
He's getting down in the crowd so he can look up into his eyes.
Yeah, the crew chief, Hunter Wendelstedt, trying to step in.
I'm sure that Murphy's reminding him, you've got 4 of you guys out there, and not one of you saw that when everyone else in this side of the field saw it. They even saw it way up here.
That's the problem I have. I mean, get together. And if all of them didn't see it, you know, you have to deal with that. Got to remember, fans, this is about wins and losses. And for Pat Murphy, every single game indicates how important this is, and I love this passion. He should, because right now it's a 4-3 ball game, but unfortunately with the grand slam it's 8-3.
Yeah, that stinks. Meanwhile, Norris with 2 outs is single. Dave Roberts will take over as the acting manager. And Melvin Upton will bring his home run bat to the plate. Jankowski, hitting 9th, would be next. And a shot just foul. Just missed the bag at third. Melvin with 5 home runs. Just 132 at bats. And he gets into one. High to left field. Worth to the warning track. And it just not enough. A long out by Upton. A couple of long shots to left tonight. His 9th and 10th home runs of the year. It's now 8-3. Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com and see how much you could save. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by Land Rover, above and beyond. Trey Turner, looking for his first major league hit. Padres #1 draft pick a year ago, involved in the trade that brought Will Myers to the Padres, highly touted. He was that player to be named later in the deal. 13th player selected last year, and here he is in the big leagues. Part of that 3-team swap we talked about earlier, hitting .314 at Syracuse, and they say he's got a terrific glove. Sean Kelly is on the mound, fourth Padre pitcher.
On 48 games for AAA Syracuse, he had a .314.
It was kind of a, well, not kind of, it was a most unusual situation. And he looks at strike three. That Turner was in the Padres farm system until mid-June, when he then was eligible to be named the player to be named later, but everyone knew it was going to be him.
Let's take a look at how they attack Trey Turner. The first pitch slider for a strike, then going away, trying to expose him out of the strike zone. Fastball on the outside edge, it's called. Again going to the breaking ball. And then the perfect pitcher's pitch by Sean Kelly.
Span with a ground ball to first, and there's two away. Brings up Jason Worth.
Since Sean Kelly has gone on the disabled list early in the season, he has been lights out, in my opinion, out of the bullpen. Improved slider. Also, fastball velocity seems to be up.
52 strikeouts in 44 innings. Hitters batting only .228 overall, as you see the numbers on the bottom.
His name was being thrown around in trade rumors, but kind of like how the Padres held on to him. A valuable piece in the bullpen for the Padres.
Checking the scoreboard in the bottom of the 7th in Philadelphia. The Mets lead has been cut to 6-5 by the Phillies. And the Mets leading Washington by 5.5 at the start tonight. 2-1. Dodgers with a 5-1 lead in the 8th inning. Yeah, they're counting the ejections of Pat Murphy. That's his 4th for the Fighting Irishman. There's no doubt about his wanting the battle. Worth to center field, but Jankowski read it perfectly. And it's a line out and a 1-2-3 inning for Sean Kelly. After 7, a 5-run Washington lead. All right, thank you, Michael. That's going to be a great addition to our sports calendar to have minor league hockey, top level minor league hockey. They're going to be the farm team of the Ducks.
I agree. Drop the puck.
I'd love to watch them.
Congratulations to Sweetwater. That's a great story, and continue winning, guys.
Travis Jankowski against the left-hander, the veteran Matt Thornton, to lead off the 8th inning.
Well, Dick, Matt Thornton is that fastball changeup slider. He loves his fastball.
And there's a looper down the left field line, but foul. Jankowski has fouled out and grounded out tonight. But for Jed Jerko, a very quiet evening for the Padre bats. Jerko with a pair of home runs, accounting for all 3 runs. Roller to second, and it's close, but good play made by Rondon to flip him out. Jan Solardi is a hitter. Well, let's check on the pick the stick at the start of the game.
Can't hear
Chris
them.
Button was ahead by 2 points, but she's a -2, and Mark Grant is even. Even is a victory tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be exciting coming down the stretch.
And let me tell you, he's watching, and I've already gotten some text messages.
No way.
Yeah.
On his holiday, he's watching?
Yeah. Rubbing it in from the first inning.
And he said he loved his family.
What a guy. We are family.
We are. We miss him.
Jan Solarte hitting right-handed. First time tonight. 0 for 3 from the left side. Line drive, base hit. Hey, Enberg gets a point.
Nice.
He may be in the lead before the night's over.
Well, improved approach by Jan Solarte from the right side. Last year he went through his struggles, but this year you're seeing that consistency from the right side. Obviously, left side is much better. When we take a look at the swing, this down and in ball and driving it through that 5.5 hole.
Clint Barmas is going to pinch hit for Spangenberg. Padres 3 runs and 5 hits, and all 5 hits, well, 4 of them have come from the infield, and Derek Norris has the other, so the outfielders haven't chipped in tonight. One strike to the veteran Barmas. On the fastball.
And he's proud of that fastball.
Did his college pitching at Grand Valley State in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Went there on a basketball scholarship. Off the fist, that's going to fall for a base hit. Barmas with a pinch single. He is about as likable a guy, Clint Barmas, as you're going to find in any clubhouse in the big league.
I'm glad you said that, because I've been in the same uniform as Clint Barmas as we take a look at his single to left. But I was in the Colorado Rockies uniform with him, young guy that just was a sponge, wanted to listen to everybody, figure out the game as Matt Williams heads out to possibly make a pitching change.
And will indeed make a change. A grand slam homer by Ryan Zimmerman, making this not so close. It's 8-3.
for the Padres. And as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SDDataStrongFan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Thank you, Jim. Jim_Walder.
Family of 5 there, all adorned in Padre gear.
And go back, and I wanted to finish my thought of Clint Barmas and see Travis Jankowski come up, and they put his locker right next to Clint Barmas, which I think is very important to teach the game and teach this big league level how to do it, because that's what Clint Barmas got when he came up to the big leagues. And paying it forward is very important, and that's why I think Clint Barmas is a much needed guy on every ball club. Not only is he talented, but it's beyond that, and he understands that process.
Knows how to play the game the right way. So here's Blake Trinan working to Matt Kemp. Kemp still trying to get a base hit, extend that hitting streak to 16. Late on that swing, 0-2. 2 on. Big blow here could make it mighty interesting. I've always liked this Trinan's arm. He's just 26. Pitched at baseball stronghold South Dakota State. Up the middle, not hit hard enough to get through, and there's the run, and back to first, double play. So that's it for the Padres in the 8th inning on the double play ball from Matt Kemp. It's still 8-3. Play of the game with the score of 4-2. Harper grounds the ball to first baseman Alonso. He's out, but he faked the ball hitting his foot, and they bought it. And then he walked, and then Zimmerman, with the bases loaded, hit a grand slam, and the game went from 4-2 to 8-2. And understandably, Patrick Murphy was ejected, arguing at a later moment. That's our Bill Howe play of the game.
Well, for the Padres, Joaquin Benoit makes his 55th appearance of the year and hasn't pitched since Friday against the St. Louis Cardinals, where he pitched an inning, only 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. But a needed day for Joaquin to throw, as Clint Barmas stays in the game and plays short. Jed Jerko moves over to his natural position at second base.
Benoit to face Anthony Rondon. I'm just thinking, shouldn't Bryce Harper get a stolen base for that? He stole first base, right?
Yes, he did. You always hear that phrase. Can't steal first. Well, he did.
Rondon, a couple of hits and a couple of fly balls to center. Harper and then Escobar to follow. Line drive left field. Upton gets there. Line out off the bat of Anthony Rondon. Let's see what Harper does this time. He has flied out twice, doubled to right and scored, and stole first base and scored on Zimmerman's home run. This one chopped to the left side, and the play made by Clint Barmas. Or actually, that's Solarte had moved over to the shortstop position on the shift.
Perfectly positioned for Bryce Harper, and an easy play for Solarte.
Kind of thought that Joaquin Benoit, in the spirit of things, might have him skip rope there a little bit. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Yunel Escobar single and scored, knocked in a run with a double, walked and scored, and he popped up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Padres in the 9th will have Upton, Alonso, and Jerko. We're in the bottom of the 8th in Philadelphia. The Mets clinging to a 6-5 lead. Dodgers are about to wrap up their win in Cincinnati, leading 5-1 in the 9th.
Oh, good slider by Joaquin Benoit.
2-1. And our closed captioning brought to you tonight by Wiener Schnitzel.
An 89-mile-an-hour slider backed up with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the strike zone. He also has that devastating changeup. Let's see if he goes to it here.
That often is his odd pitch. 34,199 here at Nationals Park this evening. Joaquin Benoit, man in no hurry. Goes with the fastball, and the count is full. First of this 6-game road trip, 3 here, and then we bus up to Philadelphia for games Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back home. A long 11-game homestand, fans. Hope you're making your ticket plans.
Hope the weather's okay back there.
Yeah, you never know. It might drop down into the high 60s.
Well, beautiful weather here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see the Texas Rangers and Will Venable in that Ranger uniform, and they're deep in the hunt for a playoff spot. That's 3 games, and the Dodgers in for 3, and Colorado for 4 with a makeup game on what was an open date. So
Jeff Bannister, the manager, the first-year manager for the Texas Rangers, has done a tremendous job with that club. And his first opportunity to manage in the big leagues.
Again, the 3-2 pitch. And another foul. Change up.
See Escobar barking out some Spanish to Joaquin Benoit. Tyson Ross tomorrow night. Andrew Kastner Thursday night.
And Escobar wins that battle, a 2-out walk. He's been on base 4 out of 5 times.
Tonight on Fox Sports, San Diego SD Live returns as coming up Jed Jerko joins the crew to talk life both on and off the field. Plus Jed shows off special skills as he's mastered since becoming a father. Tonight after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego.
Well, that timing is perfect, isn't it? 2 home run night for Jerko this evening, counting for all 3 runs, and then featured on our post-game activity. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, homered to right field his last time. Bases loaded, got a 2-0 pitch from Bud Norris and rifled it out of the yard. It was Zimmerman's 5th career grand slam. An outstanding team it is, much like Kansas City and Tampa Bay and the Cubs for that matter. Finish low, keep getting top draft picks. Here's one. Zimmerman was a 1st round pick. Harper was a 1st round pick. Rondon was a 1st round pick.
Steven Strasburg, the 1st overall pick.
That's right. So, and you look at that Kansas City roster, and it's a 1st rounder after many of their players have 1st, 2nd, or 3rd overall pick.
Well, you can't miss on those 1st rounders in draft and developing. We talked about that in the St. Louis Cardinals series.
One and 2. Benoit against Ryan Zimmerman. Got him. And that's it in the 8th inning. On to the 9th. Padres need 5 to tie.
Jed Jerko tonight, barreling up 2 baseballs. And these were perfect swings. The first one off Steven Strasburg, who had a tremendous night tonight against the Padres. And then in the 7th inning, that flat cutter by Casey Janssen deposited in the deep part of left center field.
Jerko with his 9th and 10th homers of the year to account for all 3 Padre runs. And we'll get another chance to swing the bat here in the 9th inning. Trinan came in to induce the double play ball to Matt Kemp to wind up the 8th. Upton, Alonso, and Jerko in the 9th. Justin has struck out twice and grounded to short. 96 on the fastball from Trinan.
Well, it just seems like everybody that comes out of the bullpen throwing mid-90s. And it's not just straight 90s, it's with movement.
Hit to right. Harper there. 1 out. Well, here's our Fan Diego fans of the game. Group of Padre fans there in that section.
Saying, how can Harper do that to us?
Yonder Alonso, a single, a strikeout, a ground out. 8 runs, 10 hits for Washington. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Padres. They'll see a left-hander rarely. We don't see too many starters that are southpaws around the league, but Gio Gonzalez will offer his southpaw slants tomorrow night, and it's 4 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego for our TV. Two and 1 to Yonder. Trinan with that stuff is a spot starter as well. Count is full. Shot to left field, and a second hit of the night for Yonder Alonso. And Jed Jerko with a pair of home runs steps up. Well, thinking positively about a 3rd homer. Here are Padres that have pulled that trifecta off, including our man back in the studio tonight, Steve Finley.
Our own friend Steve Finley. You got to love that. And also good pal Phil Nevin on the bottom of that list. He is managing the AAA Reno Aces for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't think I even had 3 home runs in Little League.
Well, he's hit 1 for Brody and 1 for Caton, his twin sons. They're about close to 2 years old now, huh? Hit to the 3rd baseman. 1 there, back to first base. A double play, and the Washington Nationals have won the opener of this 3-game series. Ryan Zimmerman's grand slam, part of the story. 8-3 the score. Here's Mike Pomerantz.